What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about the classic Ghost skin in COD 2.0, all new multiplayer maps, and even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and let me know down below in the comment section. Are you happy with the amount of multiplayer maps we're about to get in Season 3? Not only do we have quite a few dropping at the launch of Season 3, but even some other surprise maps coming during the mid-season, as we're going to be talking about. But did it release brand new images of Pelayo's Lighthouse, one of the brand new nighttime 6v6 maps here in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer? But there's a bit of a difference, right? It's a nighttime map, but not an NVG map. We'll get to the NVG map in a couple of minutes, but we got new images of our brand new map, which of course also takes heavy inspiration from Estate for just one of the buildings you can go in. They posted a separate blog about just this map alone, featuring tons of tips in regards to how to navigate through the map, how to play OBJ on this new experience, and we already got some gameplay of this map via the Season 3 trailer, as well as some early footage that I know FaZe Dirty was able to share as of a couple of days ago. He went ham with the brand new intervention. It's also coming here in our third season. Now, the blog does say, as rain pounds the cliffs of this small, craggy island, a lighthouse offers guidance to passing ships in the night. Even so, nearby shipwrecks tell of the immense danger that comes with navigating the rocky seas. Also, don't forget, yesterday I posted 2 videos. The first one was going over a bit of a general overview of Season 3 with the roadmap, some of the trailers, other details about the preload, and then over, I think it was a couple of hours after that, I ended up posting a separate video talking about the Season 3 Battle Pass, what we know so far, and even what's going on with Black Cell. Now, we then have Black Gold, a map that I'm actually really intrigued about that does fully take place at night, in which you do need night vision goggles. As I went ahead and said in the blog, based on the Rohan Oil section of Al Mazrah, this core map will be the first iteration of night operations in Modern Warfare 2. Operators will have to use their night vision goggles, equip thermal optics, or use the available light sources to their advantage to secure victory in this critical strategic location. So it'll very likely be just like Modern Warfare 19 NVG maps, where there are certain areas around the environment you can interact with to turn on some of the lights, but you'll still need night vision goggles for a majority of the map itself. They also posted a separate blog about just this map alone, featuring brand new images and just kind of a brief overview of what to expect in a map like this. I mean, NVG as a concept for Call of Duty is solid, especially when it comes to multiplayer maps. Hopefully one day we'll see something for DMZ or even Warzone 2, but I do think there are certain modes that are a bit frustrating on NVG, because you're probably going to see a lot more slower paced gameplay, people that are afraid, camping in corners, so you just have to have the patience for a mode like this. And this is not even a mode, it's just a map that allows you to use NVGs. I'm sure we'll end up seeing more NVG maps in the future. I think it's totally cool for something like Infected or even Gunfight, which I'm sure we'll also get at some point in the future, but for now it's cool to see at least one multiplayer map utilize NVG elements, which the campaign does pretty well, and we even have a Spec Ops mission requiring use of NVG, but want to see more use of NVG with some bigger multiplayer experiences also. Now, I don't feel like these blogs get enough love. I mean, the blogs that go over specific multiplayer map or even specific game modes, I mean, these don't get marketed all that much. Unless you follow COD on Twitter, then you'll often see them maybe tweet out links about some of these specific blogs every time a new season is about to drop, but unless you stumble across them randomly on the COD blog, you probably didn't know these existed. But there are some cool tips at the bottom of this blog about Black Gold that I think are actually fairly helpful. So as I said, cover on a whim, watch those sensors, nothing to see here. So again, you got to utilize your NVGs, but if you equip Gold's ultimate perk, that's even crazier, right? To just stay hidden. Toggle your NVG, of course, just right for the Wilson. So that's pretty scary to come across, and a map takes place fully in the dark. Care package, please. So obviously some maps don't favor equipping the care package, but this isn't one of those maps. There's open areas by the cargo allowing you to do so. Bait them with the light. That's a pretty solid tip if you want to just turn them on in an area you think enemies are at, and then they'll come and try to see if you're there, but you can use that to your advantage and flank them from a different angle. Watch that corner. Of course, new map, new gear, so of course take advantage of the new FJX Imperium intervention, which is our brand new sniper. And then lastly, scared of the dark, bring a flashlight. Of course, you could equip a flashlight laser attachment on most of your weapons here in the game, so aside from just using NVGs, you could check out a flashlight attachment if that's something you prefer over that. So there you have it for our new map called Black Gold. Now, something people haven't really discussed all that much is Alboran Hatchery, a brand new map which is apparently for 6v6 coming during the mid-season, and this is a map that got put in the blog post, and they tweeted out about the map a little bit, but they didn't provide too much information. The blog is a little confusing though. It does say also stay tuned for information on another brand new core map to be released at mid-season. Not sure if that's referring to Alboran Hatchery, but if it's not, then that's awesome to hear. They might be getting 2 more 6v6 maps by Season 3 Reloaded at some point next month. That's a great step in the right direction if so, but this is of course an area from the campaign. Ironically, the same area that also utilizes that lighthouse that we already have via Pelayo's Lighthouse for 6v6. This could be just the other side of that area that takes place place during the day, and that hatchery is an area that we went into again during campaign where we found some really cool gold-plated blueprints and whatnot. So that was a great mission. I have no issue with them reusing campaign areas for more multiplayer maps. I mean, obviously you want to see original maps too that weren't in campaign, but I'd rather see some of these areas from campaign instead of just more Al Mazrah ports. But then in regards to battle maps, we of course have Rohan Oil and Satik Cave Complex. Both of course are in Al Mazrah and will be playable in Ground War and even Invasion. Now what's funny is that when the gameplay trailer leaked out for Season 3, a lot of folks thought that Satik Caves was going to be coming to 6v6 and we'd have a proper Afghan remaster. But once again, going along with the rumors that COD 2023 is going to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of the entire franchise and is kind of like an expansion of Modern Warfare 2 but is its own game from Sledgehammer, that tells me that a lot of remasters you guys are looking for, like Terminal, Afghan, Rust, High Rise, they're probably being saved for that game. But at most, we're going to be seeing those areas in the form of Ground War and Battle Royale sections here for Modern Warfare 2 right now. That's at least what I'm thinking. But also don't forget, Rohan Oil is a map that got leaked out a couple of months ago, so I'm not surprised that that one is finally coming into the game. And then of course we're going to be getting a night version of that map for 6v6 in the form of Black Gold. Now we also have Gunfight. We got a dedicated blog about this mode as well for those that are unfamiliar with how Gunfight works, some of the tips that you can use when going into the mode for the first time. It's of course a 2v2 experience, and the map rotation is as follows. We have Alley, which takes place somewhere in the Al Mazrah region. It looks familiar, like an area from Modern Warfare 19's campaign, but no, it really is from Al Mazrah. We also have Black Site, a training ground for operators wanting to return to the war zone. So it is the new Gulag for Season 3, which is going to be awesome. We're going to be seeing that on April the 12th. That's a cool new area. And then we have Shipment. Of course, Shipment would play perfect for gunfights. I'm not surprised that this is a map that was selected. And lastly, we have Exhibit, which is an area of museum, but it does take place during sunset, so it's not an exact, piece cut out of the 6v6 version of museum as of now. So that's awesome. And then in terms of Gunfight OSP, it's going to be available in regular playlist updates later in season. So this is going to be a mode variant, which will be made available probably during Reloaded, and it does stand for on-site procurement, which defines the variant of the traditional mode. Players will have to grab weapons and equipment spread out across the map instead of receiving a random loadout every round. This makes quick movement and coordination even more crucial to success when playing the mode variant. I do believe that this is in Modern Warfare 19, but correct me if I'm mistaken. Now, for those that are upset that the Gunfight maps aren't original, hey, I get it. I totally do. But you know what? I'd rather see Gunfight with maps that are just pieces cut out of existing maps versus not get Gunfight at all because they're not going to make original maps for it. It just is what it is, and it's unfortunate to see, but I do think we're going to get a pretty healthy amount of updates to Gunfight every single season, so there's that at least. And I'm sure we'll probably eventually get an original map to Gunfight or something, or at least areas that were even in campaign, but not at all in any portion of the multiplayer. At least there's that. Now, something that I didn't really expect, but I'm not all that surprised about, is a classic Ghost skin who is coming at some point in Season 3. He's a part of one of the bundles listed here on the Season 3 roadmap, and it's kind of interesting though, because there was a leak that came out a long time ago from Ralph's Valve, and of course Ralph was spot on about a couple of things, but very wrong about many others. He said that the original voice actor of Ghost from Modern Warfare 2 2009, that's Craig Fairbrass, apparently recorded lines for Ghost in this game, and reportedly there will be some voice lines you can actually purchase, maybe a part of the classic Ghost pack that'll feature Craig Fairbrass and not our new actor that we have here for the Modern Warfare 2 reboot. So there's totally a possibility to do that, unless it's just a bundle that comes with cool blueprints, a fancy loading screen, calling card emblem, and just happens to have a classic Ghost skin that we saw in 2009. Again, there was an offer to actually play as classic Ghost a couple of years ago when, if you bought Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, you get access to the classic Ghost Legacy pack inside of Modern Warfare 19. And there's plenty of other Ghost skins that also released as a huge bonus for those that pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2. They got a bunch of other Ghost skins from Modern Warfare 19, but I do think in terms of Ghost skins, this game is lacking quite a few, so I'm happy that we're going to be seeing at least this classic one dropping at some point in Season 3. Now, something you might have noticed is that the classic Soap skin from Modern Warfare 2 2009 is also visible in some of the promotional marketing for Season 3, so I think aside from a classic Ghost pack, we're probably also going to see a classic Soap pack at some point soon. That's something I'm really interested in, right? Will a classic pack for an OG character end up featuring voice lines from the original voice actors, or is it just a cosmetic thing that is just there for good looks? Let me know how you feel about this down below in the comments. But also on the roadmap, you can see mention of other bundles like Dark Rituals 2. We get an image of that operator skin as well, and one of the images is featured here in the blog. We also have a Thunderfront Blue Tracer pack coming, which I'm excited about because blue's my color. And then for Easter, we have the Hopping Mad pack, which I'm also intrigued about. I want to see what else they do for Easter aside from just releasing bundles. Hopefully there's an in-game event of sorts featuring, some other challenges or something. You just never know. Even though Easter is this Sunday, they can still do something at some point next week. But yeah, we had a VFX artist over on Twitter from Infinity Ward that did tease that we're going to be seeing some really solid tracers here in Season 3, which is always a good sign. But last and certainly not least, something we don't know much about but was mentioned mention here in the blog is in regards to the mid-season and Spec Ops. In the mid-season, Spec Ops will see a major content update in the form of a new mission and a new raid episode. This new mission will see operators take on the Los Alamos cartel somewhere in Al Mazrah in an all-out fight for survival, and is sure to help you boost those Spec Ops star counts. They also have to take the cap off of Spec Ops star counts, because if you want to just play Spec Ops religiously for a weekend, you should be able to do that and get unlimited stars to max out all your kits. The fact that you can only get a certain amount of stars per day and per week is a bit odd, but hey, the fact that it's called Defender Half-Id Port does mean that, again, it's probably gonna be something similar to the other Defender Spec Ops missions we have inside of Modern Warfare 2, which are kind of just watered down versions of survival. But hey, if it helps progress the story a little bit more with the cartels, then that's gonna be fantastic. And of course, expect a third raid episode during the mid-season, and I'll be covering the third raid, of course, when that does release. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. Bit of a recap video going over all the brand new multiplayer maps, what to expect at the mid-season, and even everything in regards to our classic ghost skin and the other bundles we're going to be seeing during the duration of Season 3. Let me know how you feel down below. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.